Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you all. Hello, hello. Good to see you as well, Sheila. Welcome, everyone. I think you're going to do your thing. I'll meet you on the other side. I want to take a minute, if I can, to say hi to everybody. Does that sound good to you?
Absolutely. Go for it.
All right. So before we get started, Sheila's going to take care of what she's taking care of. I just wanted to take a moment. All right. I hear an echo.
It's done. It's over with.
Okay. I want to give gratitude to everyone who was kind enough to join us here at the Remote View Show. So be sure and share, like, subscribe, and click the bell notification so that you can be notified about all future videos. Welcome to Sharon Sipe. She's in the house. Magnolia Spiritual House is here, as well as is Laura C. Happy Friday to you. Let's see here. Lynn Redmond is here. Harmony's in the house. Asprey Third Eye is here, as is Angelita Kitty Connell. Terry Renner just received her first certification. She's our new TA, and we welcome her, as is Cartomancy Mesquite in the house. We'll keep saying hi to everyone as we go along. And with that, I give the microphone back to you, Sheila.
Yes. I would like to also, Renee from Tarot Love Community is in here. And if you have any questions or if you want to search out new readers, please contact her or talk to her in the chat. She will help you out. Also, we have Footprint from Australia. She's actually, I think this is like 3 a.m. for her. She's watching us.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
I know. And we also have Book Bewitched. We also have, is it the Nasty Women I saw in here? Book Bewitched, maybe. But anyways, I just wanted to acknowledge.
We got a little bit of everybody else. And also, since Renee is here, a member of the Tarot Love community is Angel Star Karma, which is developed by Anne Marie. She makes beautiful handmade pendants that have beautiful stones on them. I've pinned this nice one. It was a gift from her. So I thought I'd give a shout out. So how was your week? How was your week, Sheila? How you been?
Well, you know, I've had a busy week.
Oh yeah, do tell.
And of course, my Jackie is here. I always have to say hi to my Jackie. But I've had a busy week. I don't know if did you catch the tribute to the men? I had all the men in my life. Did you?
I did. I loved the poem. It brought tears to my eyes that you gave, and I just found it beautiful and really positive. And I think it's so important that we be mindful to lift one another up and celebrate one another's gifts. I thought it was really positive.
And it comes perfect with Father's Day in June. So it kind of gives everybody that able to definitely honor the men that are in their life and honor the ones that, you know, really are doing a great job. And I also honor the ones that are struggling. I mean, they don't get it right off the bat. Sometimes they didn't have, you know, the right teacher or whatever, but also honor them and let them know that women really do appreciate them being here. And so what have you been doing on your channel?
Well, I feel excited. You know, I feel like a mother hen because Hcrv is a 10-week course. And we had our first, I don't know if you still got those applause button thing going. We've given applause to our first graduating class, first ever to receive Hcrv Certification 1. And on Tuesday, 6 p.m., we'll be starting the process again. It's a 10-week certification. And at 7 p.m., right after that class, we'll be offering Hcrv 2. I know that Terry will be there for that. And Hcrv 2 is where we teach people how to be one with the target. So it's less of the empathy and more actually where you are literally, well, you know, you've done it inside you are the target, right? That's level 2.
I really like my applause button.
I like it. You know what I thought? I thought when we were opening up the show today that you were going to give us the audience applause as we came, because they are applauding, but we can't hear it.
You should remind me of these things. I will definitely do that.
All right. So listen. So I don't know if you've had a chance to look at the news. Both the New York Times and CNN is reporting that we had a great jobs report. May 31st. So time for the remote view to do a little applause, standing ovation, because
Yes, we have.
the remote viewers got it right. We got it right. We got it right. We said there would be more jobs than people in May, and that is what happened. And I'm feeling June is pretty good too. But here's the thing. Employers are paying more the more desperate they become. You know, what's funny is somebody from a temp agency in New York, help in the financial district, they put up a sign that said, "Help wanted, seriously help."
Today, I found one too. It says, "Help wanted," or you will be hired today. Help wanted, you will be hired today.
No, there was one that said help, no, hiring now, as in right now,
Yes.
right now. There
Yeah,
was
that's
one
what
like that, but I thought that was funny to put a sign up and up it, so you look up in New York, help.
Yeah, so they're ready. Everybody's ready to get on board, and I think a lot of them are. I know that it probably took them a little while, but everybody's sitting back going, all right, it's time to get up and go to work and do what you got to do. So,
yeah, and it's nice to see the wages going up as the competition increases. I did a remote last night about, you know, what's going on the Jersey boardwalk. You know, why are all these places shut down? They don't have employees. But then I did a remote view, and the answer I got was really great, which is that the majority of young people are slow to get vaccinated because they weren't high on the priority, and the restaurants are requiring it. So, you know, they're catching up to vaccination. But once everybody on the Jersey Shore gets vaccinated, and Miami, etc., the kids will come back to work. But we lost a lot of employees. Now, that's an incentive to be a little bit more tolerant about immigration, isn't it?
well, Jeffrey from Ripe Color, he was talking about a lot of people left New York.
A lot of people left New York. A lot of people decided to do remote work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. We lost 14 million full-time employees.
Wow. Over, you mean through Trump or right now?
Because of the COVID pandemic.
Yeah,
Over 600,000 Americans died, which cost us nearly 250,000 workers, because that's how many of those people were working. And then 14 million experienced chronic illness. And so they may be able to go back to work, but not in the same capacity. When we think about chronic illness with coronary artery disease, permanent lung disease.
Well, you know, you do know that I had COVID. And it was a light case. I did make it through, long story, but I still have symptoms. I am out in my garden to where I used, you know, I could just pull things over my shoulder and just go at it, and I could spend all day. I'm out there for like maybe 30 minutes or something like that, and I have to sit down because I can't breathe, and it's really upsetting me.
Yeah, so you can imagine if you're a laborer working in like a slaughterhouse or something like that, that you wouldn't be able to return with those types of symptoms.
No, and I was like, this is really concerning, and how much, I mean, it didn't even go into my lungs, but it still affected my lungs. I mean, they couldn't see it on an x-ray, but what if it was there and they just couldn't find it on an x-ray or whatever it is?
That's correct. Well, we say that emphysema can be pretty advanced before we're able to see it on an x-ray. There's a lot about the lungs you can't see on an x-ray. If we're concerned, we might order imaging that's a little bit more precise, like a CT, if we see something questionable. The problem with a CT is that it's high in radiation. So that's, you know, adding radiation after you've done an x-ray, you want to have, but yeah, it's possible.
And there's another thing too, is my taste has changed almost completely, and also these two fingers right here, especially on my left hand, they're still numb. This is as numb as they can be.
Yeah,
it has never come back.
Yeah, it definitely can affect the nervous system, the vasculature. Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm hoping that this will change the immigration policy. As you know, as most Americans know, that the immigration to the United States fell to its lowest in years under the Trump administration. And that's also had a negative impact on the employment reports, because we are not adequately hiring people that we normally would have hired. from the immigrant population. So it's another reason why it could be catastrophic.
Correct.
You know, so it's hopefully this will be an incentive for more Americans to support healthy immigration flow, we're thinking. Anyway, so next topic I wanted to talk about, and I'm sure you have some passion about this, has to do with Postmaster General DeJoy. He says he wants to keep his job. He's currently, people were wondering if this was going to happen, but it was announced by the Justice Department. This article is coming from the New York Times. Katie Brenner wrote this article. There's a criminal investigation on DeJoy's Justice Department concerning campaign fund raising crimes. He owns a company which is evidently called New Breed Logistics. It's out of North Carolina. And according to the accusations, employees of New Breed Logistics were pressured to donate to the Republican Party, and then employees were paid back afterwards. That, of course, is campaign finance violation. What do you think about that? Have you done any remotes on DeJoy? What do you think? How do you think this is going to go down?
I did do a remote on DeJoy. In fact, I just did it about an hour ago. I kind of sat here quietly and closed my eyes, and it was hilarious. But this is exactly the image that I got. It was somebody coming up behind him in a wheelbarrow, popping him in that wheelbarrow, driving him over there, and dumping him out into a trash pile. And the other part about that, I'm like, okay, you're just being funny, clever. And then I said, well, what is going on? How they do that? I think what they're going to probably do, and he probably will never like get in trouble. But it's almost like you either resign or we're going forward with these criminal charges. And he, you know, they were able to get rid of what they consider trash from the Trump era.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't necessarily see him. Oh, I hear an echo. I don't necessarily see him being criminally charged, but yeah. The other thing that's in the news, I don't know if you'd heard about the the potential Wuhan lab cover-up. This article is, I believe, coming from the Washington Post. It was covered by Eva Dow and Lila Quao, if you want to check out the article. It looks like the Wuhan lab, is under investigation as evidence mounts that there was a leak from the lab. Data and raw material samples are being denied to visiting scientists. And things are just pointing to the fact that this was an engineered virus. And what do you think? What do you think it was? I think it was, just because the two types of viruses that have merged, we've never seen that in nature. And a lot of people were skeptical. What do you think? What do you think as a remote viewer?
Yep. So what I got in there was this scientist was doing this, and he was doing that, and he was doing this, and all of a sudden he found this happy little thing. And that was how he is, like, the excitement of that happy little thing. Look what I found. So that, yes, that was like a leak. Something happened. It wasn't controlled. He really didn't understand the seriousness of what he just found.
Right.
The second half of that, I was like, why are you being so quiet? Why are you being so sneaky? Why are you not letting it go? Is because somebody in the criminal thinking sees the value of taking over the world with this. And they do not want to let so it's not like they want to. It's almost like if they don't want to give that secret to the United States because they don't trust the United States, that they wouldn't come back and do the same thing that they know this could do. That was my whole thing, was we're not going to give you a weapon, knowledge of a weapon that we know. We want to keep that to ourselves. If we ever wanted to, use this as a weapon, we need to keep this secret. Don't give it to them. It was the whole feeling of it. What did you get?
Well, it's an animal husbandry lab, and it's a lot of money, particularly in factory farming, to try and keep the animals alive as long as possible so that they can be butchered and processed for meat. And unfortunately, upper respiratory infections in pigs is a really big problem, as is other diseases. For example, some animals can get HIV, etc. It could be that they were looking at some type of double vaccination or something. We also know that American scientists have been arrested. I hear an echo. American scientists have been arrested trying to steal data from China and vice versa, patent intellectual property. But my assumption is that it was not done initially militarily. It was just a big money maker. If you're losing, a fifth of your herd to disease and it's highly contagious and you've got all the herd in one area, a vaccine like this could be extremely profitable. So I think, I did a remote the other day, and one theory was that you steal vials and then you break the vial and you leave it in the wet market and then you let nature, quote unquote, nature take its course. Did that happen? But it looks to me more than likely that the scientists were just accidentally infected in the research lab. And then you go home not knowing you have COVID, and then you infect 17 people. So if you had a handful of people that were infected at the lab and they were working on this for a couple of years, inevitably there's going to be a leak.
Correct. I think that they just didn't know enough about it to contain it. Yeah, absolutely. I know that you have something else on here. Maybe we can bring our guest on and we can read on that. But I wanted to also mention, have you watched that young high school graduate in Texas?
I heard that there was a high school graduate in Texas that changed her valedictorian speech to pro-choice, I guess because of the laws. Was it Texas or Tennessee? Was it Texas?
I thought it was Texas. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I mean, it was one of the southern states.
Maybe. Well, anyways, whatever state that she was in. So I watched her on another channel where she was doing an interview. And what actually happened when she was walking off, they threatened her, because you did that, we're going to withhold your degree, your high school degree. It didn't happen because some other people got involved. But what happened was that they started to punish her for speaking her mind in a platform with young people. They were just, that was just like, they can't do nothing about that now because it's out there. And what a smart woman. Smart woman. I hope she does. They asked her if she was going to do anything in politics, and she says, yeah, maybe if there's a platform for me, I think I will. So let's watch out for her. Yeah, I was very proud of her. Very. Yeah.
Now, I hear you've got a new guest for us here on the Remote View Show. Can you tell us a little bit about her?
Sure. She is Opal, or Bright Opal Tarot, and her name is Sophie. As I do on a regular basis, I scroll through trying to search new tarot readers that I completely enjoy. I saw her and I saw she had a bungee. And yes, she had a bungee. And I thought, oh, so I go in, right? There's those little things that kind of get me noticing, and I loved what she has to say. I like how she reads her cards. So no further ado, I want to introduce to you and everybody in the chat, Sophie.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Sophie. How are you?
Hello. Good.
There's
and you?
Bungee.
Hey, this is Bebe. My baby.
Very cute. Very cute.
Everybody needs a pal to do tarot with.
Yes, we do. Mine is not furry. It's feathery.
All right, honey. Well, welcome to the show. I'm glad that you are here, and I'm glad that you said yes to my offer. I'm always grateful for that. I would like to give you at least 3 to 5 minutes to please let us know what you do, if you do readings, how to get a hold of you and all that. So go for it. Whimsy and I are going to mute, and the platform is yours, my dear.
Thank you very much. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Sophie, and I want to thank Whimsy and Sheila for inviting me to this remote view episode. I'm really, thank you. I was very honored. My channel is called Bright Opal Tarot, and I do personal readings. They're free. So I don't charge for them, and the reason for that is because I'm on disability, and if I earn money in ways other than at my job, then So I do it for free. I like learning about people and meeting new people, and I think it's a lot of fun, and it allows me to learn more about tarot as well and gain more experience with tarot. So yeah, so I've been involved. Well, I've been using tarot now for about 2.5 years. But before that, I had my first tarot deck. I was 21 years old, and I was having fun with that and got back to it 2.5 years ago. So, yeah, so that's basically it. If you want a reading, just email me at brightopaltarot@gmail.com, and I do them Monday to Friday in the morning or in the evenings. And I do only one a day, but I welcome anyone and one.
Oh, Whimsy, you're unmuted.
Well, you can receive a donation in the mail if someone wanted to send you something like
Oh,
financial gift. You are allowed to
okay.
do that. So you can say by donation or trade, and that should be fine.
Yeah, you can always
Okay.
do barter gifts. I've done that for a year or so. That was a lot of fun.
I can
Also,
do that
I have a
too.
yeah, I have a question. So I would love for you because you speak French. I can hear it. I would
Yes.
love to for you to say hello, like hello Sheila, hello Whimsy in French for us, so because I want to hear it.
Bonjour Sheila, bonjour Whimsy. Merci pour l'invitation. Thank you for the invitation.
You're welcome. Yep, I love the French sounding of that language. I don't know why.
Je m'appelle
Oh,
Wim.
thank you. Et
Exactly.
voilà.
All right. Well, Whimsy, do you have any questions for her?
Yeah. When did you first know that you had this ability, and when were you first attracted to the tarot?
I first knew I had this ability. I was 9 years old. I was having feelings, if you will, of events to come. Some of them I didn't like, some of them I liked. I didn't know anything about tarot until my aunt gave me a tarot deck, a Rider-Waite tarot deck. I was 21 years old, and I couldn't speak English. And I was in Toronto in a new job, and I was reading tarot in English with a French tarot, a little white booklet, and raising money for the social committee. And I can't believe it, but people kept coming back. Must have been good. People kept coming back. I had no idea what I was telling them, but you know, I figured I'm going to pray before doing the reading, and hopefully there's a message they can understand if I can pronounce the word. So there you go. Yeah. So that's when I first started getting involved with tarot.
Wow. And you also do remote viewing. Is that true?
Yes, I do it guided with one of my mentors, Jean Mayo, when she has reading the future events. And the way I do it is basically we have a meditation time, and afterwards, Jean will call out dates or years, and then whatever comes to you, that's basically how you come up with um, predictions, if you will. I tend to go around the globe. I travel the globe when I do that, and then I will concentrate on a specific spot where I might be attracted. And sometimes I'll see weird things. I have absolutely no idea what it's about. Other times, uh, I'll see things that are pretty obvious. But one of the weirdest things that I saw was the death boats coming from North Korea to Japan. when I first saw that, I had the chills. It was really weird, and I didn't understand. And it's one of the predictions that I've had that has affected me the most when I had
Could you
that.
tell us a little bit about what that prediction was?
Basically, the story, as it turned out to be, was that the Kim Jong Un regime, and prior to that, the Kim Jong Il regime. It's very difficult for a French girl to say that. They were sending people that had no knowledge on fishing expeditions to feed the people. And these people had absolutely no knowledge on how to operate a boat, how to get back to North Korea, or how to even catch fish. And people basically passed away in the boats. And often the current would bring those boats on the shore, on the Japanese shore, and they call those the death boats. It's still happening today, unfortunately. So that was very, 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 very troubling when I had that. But I've seen funny things too, especially with Trump.
Mhm.
So they haven't all come up to pass, but still they were funny enough that I like them. So
Funny
yeah,
how? Funny how? Like funny.
losing his toupee, um, falling. But I think many people have seen him fall off the stairs, and only his ego was bruised when I saw that. They didn't really come to pass, but it, when you have visions that are striking, and then right after that you have a vision that makes no sense and is funny, I think it's kind of like a gift to set you up for the next vision you're about to have. So yeah, yeah,
Very cool.
yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah,
I
yeah.
always want to know, what sign are you?
Libra
Libra.
ascendant Libra, and my moon sign is Aquarius, so
Aquarius.
I'm air.
Me
Yeah,
too. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I think it might be fun now if we could kind of pull our resources, maybe do some remote viewing and some blitzing. What do y'all think? Does
That
that
sounds
sound
like a
like fun?
that
Sure.
sounds like fun.
All right. The remote view that I guess we're going to do collectively slash blitz has to do with the White House and the Senate still debating. Can you believe this after it already passed? But the White House and the Senate are still debating the $1 trillion infrastructure package. According to CNN, the two sides are a lot closer than when they started, but they remain billions of dollars apart. Biden met Wednesday with the Republican Senator Shelley Moore Capito of West Virginia. He's considered one of the diehard Trump supporters. But evidently, he said that the constructions are honest and frank, and he believes that they're going to be able to come up with a counteroffer tomorrow. Anybody have any feelings about that and any of the crazy? Of course, Joe Manchin is in the middle of it all.
I keep on seeing like a sculpture whittling down the wood. It's like they're going to whittle it down more, and they're going to whittle it down more. And I don't even know at this point in time, it's almost like everybody is exhausted and nobody's getting what they want. Everybody is fighting. This bill is just too much. It's like they're over it. I'm like, everybody in the Senate is like over it. It's really weird kind of a feeling. What do you get, Sophie?
I get that they might need to break it in pieces if they want to pass it in a bipartisan way, but I don't think they will. I think that they're basically
I,
they'll need to break it.
I see that
Yeah,
too. Maybe piece by piece, piecemeal it.
yeah, Yeah. But one thing is for sure, by doing what Biden is doing, he's making the Democrats look better and better every day to centered Republican, the non-crazy Republicans. He's making the Democrats look better because the Democrats look like they're more willing to play than the Republicans. So that is going to hurt Mitch McConnell in the long run. I hope. Yeah.
All right. So do we want to do blitzes to see if this is going to be passed, or what do y'all think?
Sure. What did you get, Whimsy, for your remote?
I think that every time I go, I use the advanced technique and I follow the energy into the future. I always see a brand new economy and I see the earth's goodness expanding into infinity. I see the flowers growing into infinity because that's the true destiny of the earth, is for us to be the stewards of the earth and to make sure that the earth fulfills its karma and its destiny, which is to extend God's love through this creation into infinity. And that is the vision. And so I think the new green economy is just an expression of that.
Okay.
I don't see
Mhm.
Armageddon. I think there are a handful of
No.
crazy people that try to blow things up. But, thank God humanity is empathetic and we tend to drag them off to a psych ward, or they end up killing themselves in a bunker somewhere. I mean, they do a lot of damage. But I think if anything, history has taught us that humanity is empathic and that the empaths always win.
Yeah.
Which is,
I really do, and we're in it for the long haul, and I think that's we're the turtle, and the Republicans are the hare. I really believe that this is where the Democrats have the emotional intelligence. They have the intelligence of what long-term visions are, and they know that what their actions today are, how incredibly important they are 10 years down the road. Where Republicans, they say and do whatever they want one day and change it the next day, and they have no concept of how their actions are 10 years down the road. History is not going to be nice to them.
let's take a look.
Yep, let's take a look. And what exactly is the question?
I was going to ask.
The future of the bill of the infrastructure package, the $1 trillion. Biden dropped it he wanted a couple trillion. Now he's dropping it down to $1 trillion. The reason is because, look, he could do everything by executive order, but then the next president could come in and wipe everything out. That's why he wants it to stick. That's what he's trying to explain to people. But like I said, I think it's inevitable, but let's take a look. It's the inevitable future, right?
Whoever has laid them down, Sophie, if you've already laid down, go for it, babe.
Well, I did my yes/no spread, and right now, the way I see this is that it is going to pass, but not right now. There's anxiety, and the anxiety surprisingly comes from the Republican Party, and the reason why it comes from the Republican Party is because they want to look good, right? So it's all about um, appearances and um, wanting to be the people, the party that saves them, that saves the country, rather than people who are working together by partisan in a bipartisan way to make the country work. But the Democrats are working very hard together. They may get some Republicans in the Senate to fall to go into the to vote yes, but they'll need to get rid of the filibuster in order for this to happen. And they have their work cut out for that to happen, because the Republicans want to hang on to what they've got, and they feel they have power, even though they're not a majority because of the filibuster. So as long as the filibuster is there, it's going to be a very, very tough road ahead. But they can make it happen. It's still a lot of work that needs to be done. It's not going to happen over the weekend.
No, it's not.
No.
I'll go ahead and go. I got the conflict and the conquest. I got the conflict and the conquest. The conflict, of course, the arguing and going over it. But in the conquest, it is almost like, because I see teamwork and development. It's like the Democrats go into their own chambers. They sit around going, you know what, we're not getting anywhere. We're going to have to pull out our own stops, and we're going to have to do what we need to do. So they become a team. And then we have the sensitive and the dreamer and the surprise. So they're going to throw some surprises out there and be cautious. They're very, very cautious, but they're going to throw some surprises. It's almost like, remember the one phrase that came to mind is when Pelosi said back in the day, she goes, we still have some arrows in our quiver. And this was the feeling of the whole thing, because I also got community and love. It's like they know that when they get this done, they know that when they get this passed, that the people of the United States are going to love them. They know that they are going to understand that everything is for them. And that's what I kind of feel about it. I don't see the energy here yet of passing, but I do see the internal discussions and the internal workings of it right now. What did you get, Whimsy?
I have I did a 12 card Celtic, and I got to do the whole thing because it's just too delicious. First off, the karma for the Republicans. Look at the stress. Look at the Republicans. The Republicans have done this to themselves. This is the karma card. Look at that. What is the summary of the reading in a nutshell? We're going to get the money. Look at how easy these cards are. That's why I said I got to go through this all with you guys. But the stress of the Republicans, look at the outcome, the summary. Where the Republicans are at right now, the first house, fight, 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 fight. Don't, their attitude is the same as the Democrats with Trump. You didn't give up, fight everything they try to do. It doesn't matter. The change is happening. We've got the chariot moving. So the change is inevitable. The third house, the academic, the intellectual, seeking the light, a decision is made. But what's interesting is the past placement for the Republicans, their relationship with the former administration, and then it results in what? What's in the sixth house? Grief, misery, heartache, and they've lost part of their party, because what's happening is that moderate Republicans that are open-minded to a green economy have left and become independents. The libertarians have left. The libertarians who have the money, by the way, the big money is with the libertarians. They'll tolerate the Republicans, but they don't really care who you sleep with. These are the money people, right? So the libertarians are the ones with the money. The fact that the Republican Party pulled a 5 of Cups, and it's because they can't let the lunatic from the past go, does not bode well for the future of the Republican Party. But it gets to be more interesting than that. The first house has to do with the new green economy, the seventh house, and a new beginning. 4 of Wands. We're building something new, and you can see what it is. The green economy, harvesting. The relationship of the Republicans in relation to the new economy. Look at this. They've jailed themselves. The 8th house is the opposition. And then look at this, rubbing their lamp, living in la la land. He'll come back. He's going to get reinstated in August. That's what Trump is saying. I'm going to come back in August. It's all going to happen. They're not going to arrest me. Hope and fear. Look at this. Look at the Republicans. Nope, we don't like it. But this is good for your people. Nope, don't like it. Family, the family legacy. The final outcome, it will pass. It will be the anointing. It's the beginning of the new destiny for the world. But look at the final outcome for the Republicans. You can't make this stuff up, an inverted fool card. they will collapse because nothing about their policies have anything to do with this future. This is the 10th, and this is the base. So they can either get like Paul Ryan and join the party, or you're going to fall on your ass. Yeah. Their economy's finished. Everything they're fighting for is finished. We can't continue to fund the military and take over the world like we used to. That's gone. We're not doing steering oil anymore. Anyway, that's my read.
Very nice. I like the ending. Oh, you're muted.
I had to do the whole thing because I was like, damn, that's just too much good stuff. I got to just do a full thing.
Yeah.
All right. Did we want to keep doing blitzes? Did you have a blitz, or do you want me to just read from the audience, or how do we want to go?
Go for it, hon. Whatever you got planned for the blitzes and the topics, go for it.
All right. So this, we'll just go with the questions that were turned in early. All right. This question comes from Rosanna Dana. I like that. All right. What is the real story about Medina's spirit? Who won the Kentucky Derby? Was he knowingly given steroids to give him an edge to win? And will he be disqualified and stripped of the win?
Okay. I like these because I know nothing about this other than like a minor passing through the news. So yeah, I'm going to go in blind and see what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, all I need is 3 cards. It says the truth is the base of the whole thing. I got the Ace of Swords. The truth is the base. And then what was going over top of it is that delay, holding off, frustration, being forced to move. When I got that to being forced to move, meaning that the horse was not pure in his whatever they were trying to do to manipulate the horse to go faster, they were doing it. I also got the Queen of Cups inverted, and it says emotionally insecure because they didn't trust the horse. So I don't know what that's all about. What'd you get?
I think it's going to be given to the second horse because the second horse is extremely happy. By the way, the horses know they're running to win. But anyway, you have a businessman here celebrating that he's just announced a win. The guy that was hired to take care of the businessman's horse, he's being blamed. Whoever the caretaker was for the horse, because you have a poverty card here and the other. So somebody got fired. So the businessman that owned the horse, the people that owned the horse, who gave these people care of the horse, that's led to a problem. But what's interesting is that a new cup is being offered, right? The winner's cup, and then a celebration, and then you have the new horse being crowned. It's kind of cool how tarot cards, how the physics work with tarot cards, that your subconscious will pull the card that closely represents the horse coming in and wearing winning the championship. It's going to be the second surprisingly win. So it's like, I won the cup. Here's the cup, by the way. So I think it's going to go to the second. First will be disqualified.
Yeah.
What did you get, Sophie?
I got the 6 of Wands, where we see the horse winning. However, with the Temperance upside down, there was there was an excess of something there. It wasn't balanced, and there was cooperation with someone else. I'm sorry, I'm not used to this. There was cooperation with someone else. Someone else is involved in this other than the owner and the rider and the horse. Um, and because of that, there's a lot of insecurity and instability. And I'm with Whimsy. He's done. The horse is done, and the owner is done. So he's going to give to the next one. Mm?
That must feel so wonderful if you're the second and then you and the horse find out, no, you won the whole thing. Have you ever seen when the horse is told that it won? Have you ever seen those performances where the jockeys find out in the end, for whatever reason, they jump up and down, and then their horses start jumping up and down. The actual horse will physically start jumping up and down.
Wow. No, I
So
haven't.
cool. And you see the horse jumping. We won, we won, we won, we won. It's just so cool. I mean, a well-loved horse that's doing it because he wants to do it, that's not being tortured, wants to win. They've been bred since Saudi Arabian times to do this. So
Yeah.
it's kind of, what it reminds me of is like dogs that are retrievers. They just can all day long, they can retrieve the ball because that's what they were bred to do.
Yeah.
So it's good that the horse that was treated right, that's happy, that wants to be there, is actually the one that won. So
Yeah.
very, very cool. All right, are we ready for the next question? Yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, this question comes from John Allen. Hi, John. John wants to know about DeSantis. He calls him DeSatan. Is he going to be leaving office anytime soon? And the second question has to do with the future of the cruise lines in Florida. The cruise lines are back up and running. Do we foresee any problems with the cruise lines that are up and running out of Florida? It's not just Florida. They're also opening in, is it too soon for the cruise lines?
Okay. Well, thinking of that, thank you for the reminder. Lori from Way of Positive Change, she actually had to go into the hospital and have surgery because of a appendicitis.
Oh, wow.
She's in recovery. If you guys wanted to send her some love and light and some more recovering energy, but I just wanted to say hello if she's watching, and she's the one that came up with that DeSatan.
I also wanted to give a shout out to Deb N. Thank you for the donations. We very much appreciate donations here at the Remote View. It helps us keep improving the show, so we're very grateful for that. Anyway, do you guys want to do the cruise line first?
Yeah, let's do the cruise line. And then
We've done a lot of this DeSantis, but I would like to see what the future of the cruise lines is.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. So the cruise line, are they too early?
My friend, as I say, my friend Jackie, she says, tell her, Musi ven set be jointy. Does that make any sense? Because I murdered that. I'm sure of it.
The what?
She said, Mursui, and Vincent be jaunty.
Je suis gentille.
Jackie's laughing at me. She goes, "Oh my God!" Never mind.
I can read
a little. You send it to me, and I'll read it. I can read French.
She goes, "Oh vey." She says.
She said, "Oy vey."
No, she goes, "Oh vey." She's like, "Tell me." Oh, she tried. Oh well. All right, let's go back into the.
Okay.
She said, John T. What is John T?
Gentil means nice.
Enchanté?
No, John T.
Gentil?
Yeah. What is that?
Gentil. It means being nice. Person or being
person.
gentle or
okay. Yeah. But that's a mercy gentil. That's what she wanted me to tell you.
Let's
move on.
Okay. I'll read it after. Okay.
I can go first on the question of the cruise lines. You know, something I always wonder about the cruise lines is with global warming and the hurricane season hitting, is it going to shorten the length of time that we can safely be doing cruises? But it doesn't seem to be saying that. It actually is saying that the cruise industry has a great future. I know that they are trying to remarket themselves in ways that are going to be more green friendly, but you can see here moving into the, I pulled a clarification on 4 cards. The star comes in the Knight of Cups. This summer, they're slammed. Look at that. Ace of Cups, new beginnings, summer. I was going to do a cruise, but instead, by the way, I'm going to Iceland next month, getting away from the heat. I'll be filming from Iceland. But anyway, so star coming in over the cruise lines. You know, the science of this is something really cool that I like remote viewing. The science of creating a floating city that is 100% carbon neutral so that people can enjoy the joys of cruising while maintaining good science. Look at this. You've got the high priestess moving in, the scientist coming in, safe and sound with a nice 9 of Pentacles, profitable, but also good for the environment. But then also you have a great merging between the governments, the economy, and also trying to make things affordable and safe for people that are showing up. Nice 6 of Cups, returning to the old. Look at that. Final outcome. So very good future. And I think everyone's going to follow Norwegian, and they're going to go try and go carbon neutral because Norwegian's the first to attempt it. They're even talking about growing vegetables eventually, growing stuff on their boats. Yeah. Cards are good.
That's cool.
Fantastic. I got a little different take on that. Go ahead and go, Sophie.
I did too. The question I asked was, is it too early for cruises? And the first card that dropped in my yes/no spread was the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, it is too early. I think that on some cruises, there's going to be a need for isolation, some more isolation, because there are going to be little outbreaks here and there throughout the world. It's not going to be anything dramatic because people are going to walk away from it. But then this is a choice that in the yes position, this is a choice that people are making. They are informed. Those are informed decisions that people are making. And with the Ace of Cups, it is still a new beginning. People are enlightened again about those decisions, but I have problems with court cards, okay? I'll be honest with you. Now we have the King of Wands, fiery leader, captain, world. So they are still going to go in cruises around the world. And I'm stuck there. They're not going to slow down having cruises again in spite of those risks, and there are going to be some outbreaks here and there. That's pretty much what I get.
Yeah, I kind of tapped into so if you ask anybody in Colorado, you're going to go on a cruise, and they go, no way, that one cruise, that one ship sank. We're not doing it. There's too much, that sank. So that's kind of like in the middle of the United States. We're all like, no, we're not going. Because I got the Tower and the Page of Cups, that emotional connection to how the cruise ships and stuff like that. So that was really weird that it came up. I'm like, okay, so there's still a big stigma. There's still a big thought about these cruise ships being safe. Now we have the Queen of Swords, meaning that the intelligence, like, we fixed it. We're going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. We know what went wrong with them. We're going to fix what needs to be fixed. And we also have the Six of Pentacles and that charity, because people who have invested, people are starting to come back on board. So I also have the Ace of Pentacles coming in as well, right? The Ace of Pentacles talks about that the seed is sown. We're trying to get better. We're trying to advertise better. We're doing better things. But I also got the Four of Swords. So I'm thinking that maybe Sophie tapped into maybe the COVID thing, maybe a little bit sketchy on these boats right about now. But defending your territory in solitude, it's like they go anyway. They go anyway, and I think they're going to require anybody that comes on that boat to prove that they got the shot, they got the vaccine. I think that's where it's going to slow down. I think that's where they're going to get their feedback. That's where they're going to get their little is people are like, oh, I have to prove that I got the vaccine before I can come onto your boat, and so they're going to have a little problem there, but they're going to steadfast on that, and they're coming back. Because of the stigma of that one boat off the shore that had all of these COVID and 45 wouldn't let them land because there's too many, you know what I mean? It was just too much. So people are not forgetting those stories and that idea, but they're going to do everything they can. Where did she go? She gone. Hi, Sophie.
Hi, how are you doing, Sheila?
Yeah. She's like, what happened?
Do you think I scared her?
Yeah.
Hello, G. Oh, I was looking at cruises. I was gonna say it's so strict right now. You have to have proof of both vaccinations. You have to be COVID negative 72 hours prior to getting on the boat.
Oh, I didn't know any of that.
And then and then they take your temperature and everything. So you have triple testing, and then they have health providers on the boat. So it's actually one of the safest places to go on vacation, because everybody there nobody's going to get on the boat who hasn't been vaccinated and who hasn't been tested and hasn't had a test because you can test positive because you've been exposed even if you've been vaccinated. But you know, I love the fact that they're doing it that way, because it's the same, it's basically Fauci's rules. So if you go to a dinner party and everybody there is fully vaccinated, then there doesn't have to be any rules. So it's basically a big dinner party on the water, but you can't get in unless you've got those 3 documents. So I think it's okay.
It's just like any other places, like here in Colorado Springs. I just literally talked to the one of the managers up at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, and I talked to her about that. I said, is everybody vaccinated? And she said, yes, every employee had to be vaccinated. And then they're keeping the numbers down and stuff like that. They haven't required everybody to prove that they have been vaccinated, but they're thinking about it because they also have the animals and all of, children and all kinds of stuff that are going to the zoo. So I think it's coming to a point where you won't be able to do much without proof of vaccination. And I think that's the way it should be, to be honest with you, unless you can, I feel for the ones that cannot get their vaccination. Don't come at me like, I can't. I understand.
I know, because they're not going to be able to go on the cruise because they've either got an autoimmune condition or they're taking medication. Some of the HIV medications, for example, can cause a depressed immune system. So it's very frustrating.
Yeah. But I think I do feel like that's the way people are moving forward with that. And I also heard that, speaking of this subject, somebody was talking about all of a sudden now the 45 people are now being told to wear a mask and don't get the vaccination, but wear a mask. It's almost like they literally make sure that they are separated in a society. Before, don't wear a mask, everybody knows you're a Republican. Now that all the Democrats are vaccinated and we take off our mask, wear your mask. It's like they have to be branded different. This is how this is their message, brand different. to look differently. So now all of a sudden I have a whole bunch of people here in Colorado Springs that are now wearing more and more masks. Before they were taking them off. Now they're wearing more and more masks. I was like, what the heck is going on? I'm like, you mask up. You know what? I don't care if you get it or not. I know that you can't hurt me anymore.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard it, but Biden mentioned in a speech about that the first vaccine was developed under the Republican administration. Not that it was Trump's doing, but so I think that he's trying to get those Republicans to get vaccinated by saying things like that. I think that's smart because they really need to. So, and in Quebec, we started using the QR codes to prove our vaccination. So we're going to get each of us are going to get QR codes with our vaccination booklet, which will include the COVID vaccination. I don't think we're the only one in Canada doing that, but I know that in Quebec, where some people are already doing it. They already have their QR codes on their phones proving their vaccination.
Yeah,
So-
we have to take. We're taking pictures and having them as on our phone, 2 pictures of our cards, and
Yeah.
then people around here. And I literally ordered 10 of them. Where we get a wristband that says vaccination, so you can wear your wristband, so that when you go in the wherever if you have a wristband on that you're vaccinated. Now we know that the non-vaccination people are going to get them. We know. But that's up to them. That's their own stuff. But people don't want us to forget about DeSantis. They're like,
Right.
DeSantis.
So let's look at the future of DeSantis.
Yeah, DeSantis. I'm gonna do a full-on Celtic on that boy because I haven't done that in a while. See what's going on.
By the way, Whimsy, Bebe loves you very much because he's on the keyboard and he won't stop kissing you.
Oh, I love you too.
All right.
I love the birthday.
They're smart.
Yeah, nobody's wishing death to anyone. This is not what we're talking about. The wishing death on others is not the answer. Absolutely not. We're not advocating that or anything like that. All I know is that the anti-vaxxers cannot hurt me anymore because I am fully vaccinated. That's what we were talking about.
This guy's finished. Can I go first?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he thought by helping his rich friends get whatever they wanted that he was going to be the popular kid in town. That's how I always feel when I go with DeSantis. And instead, he didn't realize that he's only taking care of the 1%. And then that makes 99% of the people in Florida hate him. Look at this. He's completely confused. This is his karma card. I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. Also, I sometimes associate with spaced out drinking, howling at the moon, complete lunatic. There's a new beginning happening in Florida. If you look at the sum of the reading, where he's at right now, he's trying to get things. He's completely confused. He's trying to get things. But look at this, Queen of Swords coming in. This is over. The divorced energy, putting the past behind. There's a celebration coming. Look at this past. It's already over for him. Look at his some strong female energy, by the way, action, reaction, above, so below. Look at this. And look at the near future for DeSantis.
Sorry. I did the same.
It's pretty, his health is not, Women are going after him. Women, look at his opposition in the 8th house. Power. Look at his hope and his fear. He doesn't have what it takes. Confident about his mastery. Look at his final outcome. What took him out was his greed. He didn't help. He didn't help the people. He helped his friends. He's finished. He won't be reelected or he won't run. Look at this. He's horrible. Look at his cards.
I agree. What'd you get, Sophie?
Well, I got the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Swords. So basically, Lady Justice is going to meet our Mr. DeSantos, who's been robbing, and hurting people consistently. And when I look at the immediate past, I got the Devil. And I think that there's an addiction to power and addiction to money, which got him into an irrational situation, and he's become more and more, so cold, and he's heartless. He's just thinking about himself. It's happening fairly quickly. When are the next election in Florida? Not soon enough, I know, but are they in 22 for the governor?
I think DeSantos is up in 2024.
Oh, well, he might.
I could be wrong.
He might leave before, because he's in a destruction mode, and I think he might leave before. He's burned out a lot of bridges, lots of disappointments, and I got the 10 of Swords as well, along with the Judgment card. So the Judgment, history is not going to judge him very nicely, and I think that maybe people in Florida are waking up and smelling the coffee beans, hopefully. And that's why he might, it's the end for him. That's for sure. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I got the Knight of Cups inverted. And inverted is jealousy, moody, unrealistic, false, critical, right? This is his base. This is who he is. And then we have the Three of Pentacles, which is the craftsmanship and the practical solution. His base does not, that's his problem. He can't get to the practical situation. He can't rise to leadership. He just can't get there. Because we also have as his base, as underneath him, below him is weak. I got the Strength, which is inverted, though. It's like weak. He knows he's weak. He knows he doesn't have a good core. He knows that he's how can I put this? It's like he's way over his head. It's like going to go play baseball when you're not really a good baseball player, but you're going to pretend like you are. This is him. This is how he is in his critical role, because I have the Emperor over top of it, a strong foundation. That's what he wants. In his mind, he thinks he's the greatest, but he knows he's weak. I also have coming into the whole situation is achieving first stage. He thought that once he got this political position here, he's going to achieve the first stage and he's going to go as far as he can go. However, going forward is a bad news. Bad news on you. Bad news. You're not going to go very far. I also got the Five of Cups, that grief, that loss, that regret. I mean, he really is. His base is just horrible. We also have the Six of Wands with that public recognition and victory, right? This is him wanting to win that race. But I got the Seven of Cups, delusional. He's delusional about winning that race. He believes it, but It's not true. He also has the feeling emotionally low. There's something really seriously going on with him. Because not only that, I got the Six of Cups, which is poor lifestyle choices. He's caught up somewhere with Gates. He's caught up somewhere, somehow. There is some poor lifestyle change things that are coming out about him, and he knows it. He knows it. That poor lifestyle choices that he has created. So here's that what is that, the egomaniac with the inferior complex. This is this guy. He's a perfect example of that, where he thinks he's all that in a bag of chips. He knows that he's not, and it's like fighting inside of him, fighting. So yeah, he's not going far anymore.
You know, it really does look like that, Sheila. And, you know, that's the second time I went in. It looks like, it just feels like he was somebody motivated to help all of his friends. And, you know, you're clicking with all your friends and they think you're great because you're giving them money and you're making them rich. And then you walk out the door and there's a 1,000 people that want to kill you. And it has that kind of feel. But all my friends are great. Yeah, but Florida isn't made up of your friends. It's made up of all of us. And it's not about helping your friends. It's about helping Florida. And that conflict is very apparent when you go into the Akashic field, I think.
And those friends are going to be gone when he gets out the door. They are going to be gone. They're not going to be there for him. They got what they wanted for him.
The fickle friends.
They don't exactly. They won't need him anymore, so they're not going to be there. That's sad.
All right, so I guess we'll move on to one more question, and then I guess we'll move on to the celebrity. Is that how we're doing it, or?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I just wanted to say hi to Nasty Women Tarot. She's in here. Is Danny Shay? Is Danny in here too? I did. Post if you are. If not, hi Danny. I just wanted to say hello to him. Yeah, let's do the what's next.
Okay, so this question comes from Andrew ASMR. When will self-driving taxi cars be readily available? Are we going to see self-driving taxis, Ubers anytime soon?
I really didn't. I still don't get that. I feel like that's more of like maybe 30 to 40 years in the future.
Yeah, I feel something.
Yeah, I don't think it's right now. We have too much. We have too much going on right now, trying to save our country. And once that is all calmed down, this is just an instant remote that I'm getting right now. Once that all calms down, that's when we're going to get back into that science, that great, wonderful, exploratory science that we've been enjoying for so long before all of this. But we have this. This is up front right now. So that's maybe 20 or 30, even 50 years in the future. I'll probably be long gone before that happens.
I would think that the flying cars would actually come sooner, because you would think that the drones would be safer. You're going to have less accidents with a drone. If you order a drone Uber, this is how it works. Then the drone is just going to come to you, and then you've punched in. Your phone has told the drone where to take you. That's safe because it has a definite route. Whereas the problem with the Uber cars is you're competing with other cars, and it's just like. So I'm thinking, like, if I had a choice, I can get there really fast if I order the drone, right? So you know how when you order Uber, you know, you have the cheap car, it'll get you there in $5. You got the expensive limo for 20. You'll also have the drone option, which is going to get you there in 5 minutes because you can bypass all that LA traffic. There are people that are willing to pay for it. I mean, right now in LA, that's what people use the helicopters for. That's unfortunately what happened with Kobe Bryant. It's just it's basically a faster Uber because you're flying over all that LA traffic.
I think
Hopefully it does. Go ahead.
I think it's going to take a very long time too. I don't know about flying cars being first or not, but right now there are driverless cars out there, but they get into an accident. There's always going to be a need for human involvement in those machines, whether they're flying machines or ground-based machines, just to ensure the safety and security of the people, the passengers, and things like that. Um, there's always going to need a human involvement. Maybe not directly in the car, but um, it's going to require a lot of change. That's for sure. In our way of thinking, a lot of change also in security and safety for our for the customers, and we're not there yet. It will come, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. It's probably more towards the end of the century.
Interesting. I can't wait for the flying cities. Cities are going to fly. Cars are going to fly.
We have to stop using fossil fuel first before we really can get into something that's really remarkable.
Yeah, I think it's
cut those ties.
well, isn't that the whole fuel cell technology and the fact that you can charge the fuel cells with solar panels? I mean, it's just so cool. We're all getting liberated, you know?
Yes, it is very nice.
It'd be nice.
Right.
Green cities, you know, with plants, trees, gardens growing on the buildings themselves. They're doing some of that now. That'd be nice. I like that.
It's like dream big.
Yes.
Did you have anything you wanted to add, Sheila, before we move on to celebrity hot topics? Or?
No, I don't have any other questions at this point in time. People are really wanting to know if Biden is safe, to be honest with you. Let's go into that. So I that question was posed, I think, right at the beginning, is because of how it's all going really crazy, and they really want to know if Biden is safe. So here's some ideas, and here's some thinking. Number one, if nobody got 45, I'm pretty sure Biden is safe, right? I think that we have a lot of the Oath Keepers, like 400 something of the ones who stormed the Capitol, they're still in jail. At least most of them are. They're getting ready to be sentenced. I think when we have that, all he did is go into the Capitol building. He didn't destroy anything. I think he's getting close to 2 years. So I think that is going to set precedent. I hope he gets that. It hasn't been come to pass yet. So, but I want to read. I mean, it's like we can't read, and if he's not safe, what do we do about that? I mean, it's like we just have to pray, put a white light around him. Let's do what we can do as white lighters, put a white light of protection around him. All of the people who are protecting them, keep them aware, send some, all of that is how we keep him safe. If there's no, is he in danger? Of course he is. He's our president.
See, I think he's safe. And do you know why he's safe? Because they know that if Biden leaves, it'll be a Harris presidency, which terrifies them.
You think they're more afraid of Harris than they are Biden?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I believe that if they're going to take out Biden, they're going to take out Harris. They're going to take out the whole thing. They can't. So that they have no avenue to do so.
I don't think the new Republicans want to take him out because the new Republicans know that they need the Democrats to open up the market for the new economy, which is the green economy. It's the green revolution. It's happening now. Everything's getting transferred over to the new green revolution. So if you're a money man and you're under 40, why in God's name would you want to stop this train? Particularly if you're investing in companies that are going to get contracts with this new green economy. So I think it's a losing battle for the Republicans. I mean, they're going to war with their future party. They're going to war with GOP 2.0.
we're talking about Trump's base, not the Republican people who have money and that and all that. We're talking about the crazy QAnon kind of
But aren't they in
crazy
jail, a
people.
lot of them? I mean,
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, because the Green Deal and all of that is in the future, and they're probably very aware of it. Although none of them are going to let us know that they're agreeing on it. But we're talking about another avenue, another group, is because 45 keeps on saying that he's going to be reinstated as president. I mean, he can't even get reinstated on Twitter. I mean, really.
it's kind of sad to see how crazy he's become.
It is. It's the thing is, it's his crazy talks affecting the people that are not that haven't been arrested during the January 6th event that makes things dangerous. But I do see Biden being safe, though, at this time, because yeah, it's a battle. It's not easy to keep him safe, but it's the crazy talk with those in those rallies that he's going to have. I think he has one this weekend. Only the good Lord knows why. That is creating issues. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say is Biden's base, or not Biden's, but Trump's base has been told there's hope that their king is coming back. Therefore, if that doesn't work out, they're going to get desperate. You see, it is in that desperation. They're not going to, I don't think they're going to get far because they just can't get through that wall. I think that they are very hyperly, vigilant on protecting him. I think every president that is in charge of any country has always got that opposition that they have to protect against. That's what I was trying to say. Is he that's what I was trying to say. Is he in danger? Always he's in danger. Right. This is nothing new. This is something that they're very aware of. This is the reason why he has people around him constantly. And I honestly think that's the desperation. It's the desperation is the scary part, not the people who got the money and they're in Congress and all that.
No.
So I want to read on and see if there's going to be another coup or another attempt.
I'm going to, I did that reading yesterday.
Yeah.
So I'll let you guys read on it, and then I'll comment
and
on my reading from yesterday. Yeah.
Okay. You okay with that, Whimsy?
Yeah, sure.
Where you at?
I'm reading notes. I'm looking at the news. I'm doing my part, my half. You got your half. I got my half of the part. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
I'm good.
Well, so let's read on if they're going to try another coup.
All right.
Okay, so I still see that 45's base think that they have strength and they have power. That's the truth. They really, truly believe that they have strength and they have power. However, the high priestess shows up and says, science and wisdom. No, you don't. You couldn't even figure it out the first time. We also have the Ace of Cups, which is a new love, new birth, new president. Sorry. And they get hung. The hangman comes up where they, letting it go, different viewpoint. It is like they literally in judgment. They don't get far. If they do, they don't get far. If they really try to do that, they can't even get into Washington D.C. at this point. If they think that they're going to get that close. That's what I got. What'd you get, Whimsy?
Yeah, basically the same thing you said. It's over before it starts. You know, you have the addictive relationship in the grave. What's interesting is that when I went into the cards, I did the quick technique. I did a remote. He's meeting with people, just like what you had said. He's meeting with people to see if he can't get another, you know, insurrection going. The problem is that nothing goes on the ground. The guys also, there's so much malware in where he lives right now that the feds are not going to let him do whatever he wants. The other thing is that it's showing him possibly moving from Mar-a-Lago. He has to move. There's something going on with Trump where he may have to physically go from one location to the next. We may see him moving to New Jersey or somewhere
I think he's already in New Jersey.
Oh, he is in New Jersey?
I'm pretty sure he's already in New Jersey. And I wanted to say hello.
Possible.
So sorry, Whimsy.
I'm done. Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
No, I was done.
Okay. I wanted to say hello to Linda Heffenflinger. Am I really murdering that last? She and her husband are the one who her husband painted this portrait and Whimsy's portrait of our animals. And then I have her reading, which is right here, where she has a whole bunch of stuff in there that went with that portrait. So I wanted to say thank you, Linda. Hi, Linda. All right. So,
and thank you for the donation, by the way.
Yes, thank you for the donation. Yes, that too. I'm pretty sure her husband's probably watching too.
How do you, Schoolie wants to know how you donate. Under the comment section, there's a little money thing. You just click on it. And then if you have a Google account, it just takes it out of your Google account. So did we want to do any, did we want to talk about the popular topics, hot topics? Or?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We got a few more minutes, like maybe 15, and we have our last
Well, the first thing I wanted to announce is just, it is Pride. Pride has officially opened. So we wanted to just give a shout out to everybody in the LGBTQ community, that to our support and love to everybody. Evidently the Pride Parade is canceled again this year, unfortunately, but I feel like there's so many people that are vaccinated. They should be able to do something, but the parade itself is going to be virtual. So I don't know. Do you know of any events happening where you're at? I know they're going to be doing some stuff in New York. I think the restaurants, the outdoor pubs, I think there'll be some fun things. But yeah, still not ready. Hopefully next year they'll have the Pride.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard any events or anything. Usually we're already hit up by them, so that is strange that I haven't heard the advertisements yet. So
yeah, I think it's different this year than last year because so many people have been vaccinated that there's this frustration that, so I think we will see more activities and that sort of thing. The second quick one has to do with, I'm not a big fan of Tom Cruise, Scientology, that sort of thing. But he got into a lot of trouble because he demanded that Mission Impossible get shut down because he was concerned about that people were not following mask guidelines. And that one thing about Tom Cruise, I was like, oh, he's right, because he's into preventative medicine. So this is one thing where Tom Cruise is going to be really active about making sure no one gets sick in the first place. But evidently they did have people testing positive after all of the precautions. And so Tom Cruise, I guess, is feeling pretty like, yeah, see, I was not being a jerk, because evidently the Mission Impossible film that they're making, they had to shut it down again. I don't know. What do y'all think about that?
I don't know nothing about that. I didn't know that they were shooting another movie or anything like that. I thought how they were doing is that once you tested negative, you are to be quarantined for 2 weeks, and then you're on the set permanently until the movie is over with. And I thought that's how they were doing it. So that they were trying to figure that out. So somebody was messing around. Thank you, Foggy OG and Linda Ware. Thank you.
Well, they certainly can't do that really for TV shows because they last all year long for the most part, don't they?
Well, it would be in a
So
movie, so they would have to say
yeah,
if you want to be in the movie, you're here permanently until it's done and over with.
but
Um, yeah, I mean that's what they've done it with a few of them. Like there was a cooking show over in Britain that they did it with. It's like you guys want to be here, you got to be quarantined and
Well, that's what kind of annoys me about the whole classism of Hollywood. It's like, oh, all of our movie stars are vaccinated. All of our movie stars are vaccinated. But the people at craft services are not vaccinated. The people that are cleaning your coats and serving your food on movie sets. So the people that are testing positive, that the actors are being exposed to, are the poor people that nobody cares about. But the point is the poor people that nobody cares about are the people that are getting COVID and exposing it to everybody else. So it's not so classism isn't on a movie set isn't even logical. If you don't want COVID on a movie set, treat everybody with respect and make sure everybody gets vaccinated.
yeah, I think
right,
this is the reason why it's going to happen. I think this is the reason why if you want to work for us, you need to prove that you've been vaccinated. I mean, everybody's like, that has nothing to do with HIPAA. Nothing to do with HIPAA. HIPAA is a doctor and private conversation that they have with another somebody else about a patient's information. That's HIPAA. That has nothing to do with HIPAA. This is a private place. If you want to work with me, I have the right to ask that you keep my people safe if you've proved to me that you're vaccinated.
right.
I think that's where we're heading for as well. So I don't know if there's a
Hmm.
question in that at all, but I really think that news, and it's only 95. I mean, you can still get COVID with the vaccination. The thing is that you just don't get the symptoms as deep. I mean, they've been telling us from the beginning. It doesn't make your 100% proof. It means that you are so protected that you probably won't get it, but if you do, it's going to be a light case and you're going to still be okay. That's what they've been telling us from the get-go about this vaccination. So there's that too. I'm going on a preaching.
Well, what we say, what I say, people, if a patient tests positive, is I say what it tells me is that you tested positive for an exposure. You've been exposed to somebody that had active COVID. Doesn't mean you're going to physically get sick. So that's basically what happened. And again, same thing happened to Bill Maher. Probably somebody in craft services, somebody that nobody cares about. Well, you need to start caring about your employees, regardless of what they do for a living, because this is what can happen. But he
Right. I
was,
mean, the vaccine is free. You don't have to, you vaccine, you can be living on the streets and go get the vaccine for free. So there's no real excuse, not to go get it. However, if you want a job, I think that's coming. I really feel that is coming. If you want a job, you're going to have to prove that you've been vaccinated. And if not, then find your own way.
well, they're saying, well, when I did the remote, that was why a lot of those jobs, they weren't hiring us because so many young people haven't gotten vaccinated yet. And so that was the lag. That was the delay we're seeing in places like Malibu or Miami and Jersey Shore, etc. Are you ready to take
Let's
us
go
out,
on
Sheila?
to
You
the
got
next
some
one.
questions? Yeah.
Yeah,
Gonna take us
let's
out?
do it. All right, tomorrow. So the question today is, and there's a thought behind that. God makes, or spirit makes good stuff out of the yucky stuff. And that's a good thing to remember. Can you think of a time when you thought you would never get out of a situation you were in, but something good happened afterwards? So whoever wants to go first, go for it.
Oh, I loved this one. This was so much fun. I remember I was 18 years old and I had the biggest jerk for a boyfriend. He was so mean and he was so abusive. And not only that, but he got all of my friends from high school to turn against me. So all my girlfriends were like, we can't hang out with you because we're hanging out with him. That's my boyfriend. So my boyfriend that I was involved with in high school, we had a fight and then he got all of my friends to hate. It was horrible. So I ended up hanging out at this another coffee shop and meeting all these cool people. And that's where I met my other boyfriend, who was really cool that got me interested in travel. My whole life changed. So the best thing that jerk did was destroy my social life, because if I had stayed with that group of people, I probably would have never left Seattle or done anything really cool with my life. So the best thing that happened to me was that horrible breakup in high school. High school.
How about you?
For me, it's when I moved to Toronto. I had no money. I couldn't speak the language. I had no jobs. And two of my friends had jobs. They could speak English. I couldn't, because I kept hanging out with French people. That was my own fault. So one of them said, one day you're going to get a job and working for a company that is going to be twice as good as the jobs that we have. And they moved back home. I stayed in Toronto, and that was the best thing that I did for myself, because that is true. I got a job to work for a company that is extraordinary. They're still my employer today, and I learned so much from them. I was able to build a career that I'm proud of, and yeah, so when you persevere, things happen for you. But that job basically fell on my lap, because when I went for the interview, the lady was speaking to me, and I couldn't understand a thing she was saying, but I had a big grin on my face, and I was like, uh-huh, uh-huh. It took them a month to figure it out that I couldn't speak English. But I learned, and that was the best thing that happened. Yeah. Good things happen when you persevere.
Good things, good things happen. It's like God makes good things out of yucky stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. Mine was, believe it or not, I was a waitress, and at this German, it was a German cuisine. I think it's been so long ago, and I sucked at it. And they kept on wanting me to do cocktails. I didn't know how to do cocktails, and they wanted me to do all this stuff, and they fired me. And I thought I was devastated, like, oh, and they fired me. It hurt my feelings really, really, really bad. And I went home, licked my wounds. What happened from that firing, it ignited, I don't want to be a waitress for the rest of my life. It ignited that whole, I want to go get a degree. I want to go to get education. And it just literally catapulted me out of, because, back in the day when you got a job, you just kept that job forever and ever and ever and ever. You're going to be a professional, this. And what it taught me was, and somebody told me that what is not of spirit will be removed. So I was not meant to be that. And it catapulted me into doing something else. So yeah, I truly believe spirit makes good stuff out of the yucky stuff. So there's mine.
Yeah.
All right. So
That's
here
good.
we go. Last words or anything like that?
Well, I want to thank you very much for inviting me to join your live stream today. That was very nice of you. It was a great experience. And I hope to see everyone again soon. And yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It
welcome.
was wonderful. It was great. And
Yes.
thank you, Sheila. And thank you to the whole audience for
Yes.
being here. We
Absolutely.
really appreciate
Everybody in the chat who sticks with us. That is fantastic. So next week we have another guest. We actually have two guests. So I know. We have two guests. We have Lilac from Lilac Lantern, and then we have Debbie from I can never remember her spirit. Anyways,
Free Bird Spirit.
There we go. Freebird Spirit. There it is.
Wow, it's going to be a good show.
How many more episodes before we go on hiatus?
So we have 2 more episodes. So we have actually two more episodes before we go ahead and take a break, and we'll start back up in September for episode 2.
Season 2.
Yes, for season 2. So we're going to have a lot of fun. So I hope you guys join us for the last 2 2 episodes that we have left of this season. And maybe we'll do something in the middle of all of that, like a recap with everybody and see how everybody's doing. Who knows what we're going to do. Maybe Whimsy and I will be physically together and we'll do one together. Who knows?
Ooh,
I
you
know.
mean
I want to go out to
fly?
Seattle.
Yeah, you can come here or I can go there. It's a
I'd
tax.
rather go there.
You know, it's, the flying is all tax write-off if you do something with your channel.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Your trip to Ireland will be a tax write-off if you do some studies on it.
Well, we're on that. Now that I'm fully vaccinated, I can go do anything I want.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you.
You guys have a
very
wonderful
much.
day, wonderful weekend. Be safe. Everybody
Bye.
smile.